Balancing saving for retirement and paying off debt is a common financial challenge that many people face. It's like trying to pat your head and rub your stomach at the same time. Tricky, but definitely doable with the right approach. The key is to find a strategy that allows you to make progress on both fronts without neglecting either one. After all, you don't want to reach retirement age debt-free but with no savings, nor do you want a hefty retirement account while still drowning in debt. Let's start by acknowledging that there's no one-size-fits-all solution. Your specific situation, including the types of debt you have, your income, and your retirement goals, will all play a role in determining the best approach for you. That said, there are some general principles and strategies that can help guide your decision-making process. First things first, if your employer offers a 401k match, that should be your top priority. It's essentially free money, and passing it up is like leaving part of your salary on the table. Try to contribute at least enough to get the full match. This is a key part of your retirement savings strategy and shouldn't be overlooked, even when you're dealing with debt. Once you've secured that match, it's time to look at your debt. Not all debt is created equal, and high-interest debt should generally be your next focus. Credit card debt, for example, often comes with double-digit interest rates that can quickly spiral out of control. Paying this off as quickly as possible can save you a significant amount of money in interest charges over time. Plus, the guaranteed return you get from paying off high-interest debt often outweighs what you might earn by investing that money instead. But what about lower-interest debt, like student loans or a mortgage? This is where the balancing act really comes into play. While it's important to keep up with your minimum payments, you might not want to put all your extra money towards paying these off early. The interest rates on these types of loans are often lower than the average long-term return you might expect from retirement investments. In this case, it could make more sense to focus on boosting your retirement savings while making the regular payments on your debt. One strategy to consider is the debt avalanche method. With this approach, you make minimum payments on all your debts, but put any extra money towards the debt with the highest interest rate. Once that's paid off, you move on to the debt with the next highest rate, and so on. This method can help you save money on interest over time and can be particularly effective when combined with a solid retirement savings plan. Another approach is the debt snowball method. Here, you focus on paying off your smallest debts first, regardless of interest rate. While this might not save you as much in interest charges, it can provide psychological wins that keep you motivated. And when it comes to long-term financial planning, staying motivated is half the battle. Now, let's talk about some specific strategies for boosting your retirement savings while managing debt. One powerful tool is the Roth IRA. Contributions to a Roth IRA are made with after-tax dollars, which means you can withdraw your contributions, but not earnings, at any time without penalty. This can provide a safety net if you need to access some cash in an emergency, making it easier to commit to saving even while you're paying down debt. Another strategy is to gradually increase your retirement contributions over time. Let's say you get a 3% raise at work. Instead of letting that extra money get absorbed into your regular spending, consider putting half of it towards debt repayment and half towards increasing your retirement contributions. This way, you're making progress on both fronts without feeling a pinch in your day-to-day budget. It's also worth looking into whether you can lower the interest rates on your existing debt. For credit card debt, this might mean looking into balance transfer offers or personal loans with lower rates. For student loans, you might consider refinancing. Just be careful with federal student loans, as refinancing them privately can mean losing certain benefits and protections. Don't forget about the power of side hustles and extra income. If you can find ways to earn a bit more money, you can dedicate that entirely to either debt repayment or retirement savings without affecting your regular budget. Whether it's freelancing, selling items online, or picking up a part-time job, that extra income can make a big difference over time. One often overlooked aspect of this balancing act is the importance of building an emergency fund. While it might seem counterintuitive to save money in a low-interest savings account when you have debt to pay off, having a financial cushion can prevent you from taking on more debt when unexpected expenses arise. Aim to save at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses in an easily accessible savings account. As you're working on balancing debt repayment and retirement savings, it's crucial to avoid taking on new debt. This might mean making some lifestyle changes or finding ways to reduce your expenses. Creating and sticking to a budget can be incredibly helpful here. Track your spending for a month or two to see where your money is going. Then look for areas where you can cut back. Remember, the goal isn't to live like a monk. It's to find a sustainable balance that allows you to make progress on your financial goals while still enjoying life. Maybe you cut back on dining out but keep your Netflix subscription. Or you might choose to downsize your living space to free up more money for debt repayment and savings. The key is to make choices that align with your values and long-term goals. It's also important to regularly reassess your strategy. As you pay off debts or as your income changes, you might be able to shift more towards retirement savings. Or if you get a windfall, like a tax refund or a bonus at work, you'll need to decide how to allocate that money between debt repayment and savings. One key takeaway from all of this is that it's not an either/or situation. You don't have to choose between paying off debt and saving for retirement. With the right strategy, you can do both. It might take longer to become debt-free or to reach your retirement savings goals than if you focused on one exclusively, but you'll be making progress on both fronts. Another important insight is that time is one of your most valuable assets when it comes to retirement savings. Even small contributions can grow significantly over time thanks to the power of compound interest. So don't put off saving for retirement entirely, even if you're focused on paying down debt. In conclusion, balancing debt repayment and retirement savings is a challenging but achievable goal. It requires careful planning, discipline, and a willingness to make tough choices. But by prioritizing high-interest debt, taking advantage of employer matches, using strategies like the debt avalanche or snowball methods, and gradually increasing your savings over time, you can make progress on both fronts. Remember, personal finance is personal. What works best for you might not be the same as what works for someone else. Don't be afraid to adjust your strategy as your circumstances change, and consider seeking advice from a financial professional if you need help creating a plan that works for your specific situation. With persistence and the right approach, you can work towards a debt-free retirement and a more secure financial future.